Hi, I'm John Hayter. I'm from South Lincolnshire CVS, and we host the volunteer centres here in South Lincolnshire. We'll be here throughout the weekend helping to manage the 100 or so volunteers that are going to be working to deliver the festival for all of the people lucky enough to be able to come along, enjoy the music, the dance and the other activities that are taking place on the day. A lot of the volunteers here have got specialist skills, things like sound management, recording and so on, and they've got obviously specific tasks that they're going to be looking after. But there's also an army of volunteers who perhaps are only going to be working for a couple of hours each day, and they'll be doing all sorts of things around the festival site, looking after the people arriving, helping direct people and perhaps even reuniting lost children with their parents and carers.
I volunteer at the Riverside Festival because I like to give something back to the community through music. I think that it's really good that we give a lot of bands the opportunity to play at a larger festival to a different crowd than they normally get. And I just think it's a great day out for families. It does a lot for Stamford, it does a lot for even the areas around Stamford, and it just has an effect that you really can't measure.
I volunteer at Riverside because it's just as good as coming to the festival really, but you're giving something back to the festival because they've been putting on an awesome show and everything for about 10 years now, and it's just brilliant the feeling you get of doing something for them and helping around, because it's just, as I said, it's just as good as when you come for the day.
I volunteer at Riverside Festival because it's a really enjoyable thing to do. I mean, you're setting up the marquee and you're making the event happen, but at the same time you're hanging out with all your friends and having a great time while doing it. And it's just nice to give something back to the community when they do so much for us.
I volunteer because you don't only just participate in the actual festival, but you also help to set it up, and you feel like without you it wouldn't have happened. And yeah, I just really enjoy it as well.
My name is Yufeng Wong. I'm here to volunteer on Riverside Stamford 2010. I'm here because I want to build on my skills as a person, and just trying to make the world a better place.
My name's Tom Curis. It's the second year I volunteered. The main reason I do it is because, well, I just have an awesome time doing it. I get to hang out with all my friends and just have a generally awesome time.
It's a great opportunity to get together and meet people from different sections of the community with whom you perhaps wouldn't normally expect to interact.
What a great stage really for people who are wanting to volunteer. We're coming up to a very important time now in that you've got the Olympics coming up in 2012. Lincolnshire itself is part of a cultural Olympiad in 2011, and that is all about volunteers. And a music festival is something that people probably don't feel too overpowered by, and it's something they actually like to volunteer for. Everybody, including the County Council, wants to try and encourage more volunteering, and I would say there's no greater time to volunteer than now, when everybody's worrying how they can do things, and encourage more people to come and take part. Volunteering is great fun, and one thing I know from my knowledge of councils over the last 10 years or so is that we couldn't survive, and none of these festivals would survive without volunteers.
It's hugely important that the organisation and delivery of the festival is done by volunteers, because without those people giving their time and skills for nothing, it certainly wouldn't be possible to organise it on a free basis. These sorts of festivals are incredibly important for the community as a whole. There's something here for everybody within the community.
Let's encourage people to volunteer, because it's a very satisfying thing to do.
Have a think about volunteering. It's a great way of meeting new people and making new friends. It's a great way of giving something back to the community that you live in, and it's really useful if you're one of those unfortunate people who are at the moment are looking for a job, want to have something extra to put on your CV, develop some skills, and just keep in touch with the ethic that comes with being in a workplace.